achieved.
What up, everybody? Welcome to Studio Day Heffrey. Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys. We did get a little bit of news yesterday about the offensive line. If you were wondering what's the plan going to be this weekend, Zack Martin was asked, hey, you playing tackle again? And he said, I'm playing guard. Quote, I'm playing guard. Now, this is going to be me guessing, but I'm super smart. So if I'm guessing, I'm going to guess right. I don't think Zack Martin would know for sure he was going to play guard unless they thought Tyron Smith was going to play this week. So I think Tyron Smith is about to play, and your offensive line is going to be Tyron Smith, Connor Williams, Joe Looney, Zack Martin, Brandon Knight, no Terrence Steele. I don't think Zack Martin would have said I'm playing guard if they thought they were going to have to play Brandon Knight and Terrence Steele again, if they thought they're going to be without both offensive tackles. So that's my interpretation. I believe that Tyron Smith is going to give it a go this week, and so you'll only be missing one offensive tackle. And if that's the case, I won't be making excuses for this offensive line. You got to be able to survive down a guy. Look, if you're down $15 million here and $12 million here on your offensive line and you struggle, I get it. But if you're just down one of them, play ball. Let's go. So I think Tyron's going to play, and that's why Zack Martin said yesterday, I'm playing guard. So get ready for that, okay? We good? Because otherwise, look, if you've got to play both those backup offensive tackles, don't do it. Just keep Martin at right tackle and go ahead and move Looney over, put Biotish in. It's the play your best five thing. Play your best five. If that involves just Brandon Knight having to be on the field, you can do that. But once you introduce another, and in this case, undrafted free agent rookie as a starter, no, that's not your best five. Put Biotish in at center and make it work. And people have been asking me about Connor McGovern. I thought I did this in a video, but maybe I did it on the radio. People have been asking me, where's Connor McGovern? Because Connor Williams, I think, it's too late to expect some sort of big jump for him. Connor Williams isn't a starting level guard. You're in the market for a left guard. And the fact that we haven't heard Connor McGovern's name from Jerry or Stephen Jones, or we haven't seen Connor McGovern, to me means that's what they're seeing in practice. So maybe at some point, but the fact that you haven't heard his name, I think you've just got to put the faith in the fact that the coaching staff knows what they're doing. And what they're seeing in practice is that Connor Williams is their left guard, which is unfortunate. I thought McGovern could be a solid NFL player. So that's the offensive line stuff for today. We are going to preview Cowboys-Browns, when the Cowboys run the ball, when the Cowboys throw the ball, when the Browns run the ball, when the Browns throw the ball. But before we do that, let me just throw this out there to you real quick. I don't know if I told you guys this, or I always get confused what I do on radio and what I do on a video. But the Cowboys, there's a stat, pass rush win rate. So in the first 3 seconds of a play, as a defensive tackle or defensive end, do you beat your blocker? If you do, that's a pass rush win. Whether you sack the quarterback or not, just beat your blocker. Excuse me. Got to juice up. Cowboys are 31st. Everson Griffin's at 0%. 0 pass rush wins this year. And I know he has a sack, but it wasn't in the first 3 seconds. So you're not able to get home. And you're blitzing about the 20th most in the league. So if your 4 aren't getting home, you got to blitz. You got to. And I think this team, they're going to be able to rush the passer pretty well, I think. But it's going to start in week 7. Randy Gregory. You know, that he's still young enough, and his pass rush ability is fairly natural, you know, because a lot of it has to do with speed, bend, athleticism, agility, and he'll still have those things. So I think Randy Gregory's the dude that can unlock this pass rush. Problem is, you got to go through the first 6 weeks before you can get him back. But that's the dude. And then Tank Lawrence getting healthy, hopefully he can help on the pass rush. I know nobody wants to hear me talk about his good run defense, and that's cool. I get it. $20 million, get to the quarterback. But also, I think I'll get to it. Well, I'll get to it in the mailbag. There's a question about Tank, and he's playing hurt right now. And if I were an NFL player, I don't know if I would, just because of the fans, where it's like, I don't want to hear your excuses. Okay, then I won't make them. I'm not playing. I'll play when I'm healthy, so you can't complain about anything. Because much like Tyler Sagan did for the Stars, who, by the way, had 4 things hurt on his body, Tank's playing hurt right now. So you can either say salute to him, thanks for giving us your best, or you can say you suck, and I'll opt for thanks for giving it a go, Tank. But when you are reasonably healthy, I'm with you guys. Got to get more as a pass rusher out of Tank Lawrence. And Everson Griffin, if he comes alive, great. I'm just not going to count on that based on what we've seen 3 weeks into this season. So Randy Gregory, that's the answer to the pass rush. All right, Cowboys-Browns preview, but first, leave in the comments, if I offered you $100,000, and I'm not doing that because I don't have that much, but we did a story yesterday on an 800-pound gator that was captured in Arkansas. They shot it with a harpoon gun and then reeled it in. 800-pound gator, I'm going to give you a knife, standard, like a big pocket knife. Now, I'll give you a Bowie knife. I'll give you a big old thing, right? How many friends do you need? You're in a field. You're not in the water because in the water we're all dead. You're in a field, 800-pound gator, and I say $100,000 if you and 3 friends can kill that gator with Bowie knives. And I don't know if Pete is going to get mad about this video. I don't want you to go kill a gator unless it's threatening your well-being. I'm just asking the question. You and 3 friends with Bowie knives. You confident? Would you take the challenge? It's a battle to the death, so if you don't win, you're not here anymore. Let me know in the comments. Oh, and let me know what you want to talk about tomorrow in terms of the Cowboys. All right, Cowboys-Browns preview. Here we go. When the Cowboys throw the ball, advantage Cowboys. Everybody knows that. Come on, guys. Have we not watched football? You got a really good quarterback. You got 3 really good receivers. Dalton Schultz, catch the ball. Don't fumble it. It's advantage Cowboys. The one thing I'd like to see the Cowboys do is if Zeke is going to not catch the ball, just use Pollard more. Pollard's doing enough boneheaded stuff in the end zone with kick returns and killing your field position. We might want to nix that. I would tell Tony Pollard today, hey, listen, you have 0 more. If you make a bad decision bringing one out, if you drop a ball, you're not the kick returner. Stop worrying about kick return. Don't return it unless you have to. We get it on the 25. Every time people bring it out, you get tackled on the 21. Just chill out. Don't even worry about that. But yeah, the matchups this week they'll be good for the Cowboys. Denzel Ward is a good corner for the Browns. Terrence Mitchell is their other starter. And if I'm correct about this, Tavier Thomas is their slot guy. So for the Browns, it's advantage Cowboys as long as Myles Garrett and Sheldon Richardson don't ruin your birthday party by getting into the quarterback's lap. But either way, the rest of that secondary for Cleveland is Sendejo at safety and Carl Joseph at safety. So if you're asking me, hey, how good are these players? Denzel Ward, good. Other 2 corners, blah. I won't say because sounds like they're terrible, but they're nyeh. And at safety, I think one is and one is So there's not a lot to worry about in their secondary. Goodson, the linebacker, does have a pick this year, I believe, but they're nothing special either. This is a team that you can throw the ball on. So Cowboys, keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully don't turn the ball over. Maybe even force a turnover. Then maybe you can win this game by a couple of scores and make some people feel better about you. How about that? When the Cowboys run the ball, this is where it gets interesting because right now Zeke's under 4 yards a carry for the year. Myles Garrett's a better pass rusher than he is a run player, but he's a freak show. He's one of the best players in the league, period. Adrian Claiborne on that D-line is a better run player than he is a pass rusher, so he's got that going for him. Sheldon Richardson, I think, is kind of just okay as a pass rusher and a run player, and there's nobody else. I guess maybe Olivier Vernon will play. He hasn't been starting this year. I know that. It's been Adrian Claiborne that's been getting all the stats. Him and Myles Garrett and Sheldon Richardson as the D-line guys that you got to worry about. Linebackers for this team, again, they're So could the Cowboys run the ball? If you can account for Claiborne and Garrett, yes, I think you could. But from a matchup standpoint, if you're telling me pick a side, they flip Myles Garrett over here to try to go against your right tackle, and Adrian Claiborne is sliding inside because they're in the nickel. Then on that side of the field, you're going against Brandon Knight and Zack Martin and Joe Looney. I don't feel great about the Cowboys' ability to run the ball in this game, but I feel okay about it. If you get Tyron back, I think that helps you out a lot. both throwing and running. So I'll say when the Cowboys run, I'm going to call it a push at best. By the way, Cowboys and Jets, the only two teams left in the league that have not had a 15-yard run this year. So either Zeke or Pollard. And I'm not killing Zeke today. The offensive line has not been good at run blocking, but also that's why I don't pay running backs. If you want to pay a running back $15 million, you better give me 5 yards of carry no matter how bad I block. But they don't. That's not how this works. So stop paying running backs. When the Browns throw the ball, I think their best way to throw the ball, by the way, Kareem Hunt, DNP today in practice again today. So maybe Kareem Hunt won't play. But when the Browns throw the ball, the obvious wild card is the quarterback, Baker Mayfield. I still think that Baker is going to end up having a solid NFL career because I can't think of many quarterbacks who were successful as a rookie, and then that was as good as it ever got for him. Yesterday on the show, people were saying like RG3, but I'm not talking injury. I'm talking about just playing quarterback, no catastrophic injury that changes the way you play. If you were good as a rookie, I think you're going to be all right. That won't be your best. Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham. Those are the two wide receivers you got to worry about. I wouldn't worry about anything else. Austin Hooper and rookie Harrison Bryant, who was my actually number one tight end in this year's draft class. So they got two good tight ends. They got two good wide receivers. And for the Cowboys, it hurts still not having Cheeto or Anthony Brown because I know nobody likes this. Those are your two best corners. People love Jordan Lewis. I held on for a long time. Cheeto and Brown are both better than him. Trayvon Diggs, you just need to keep coming along. Keep coming along. Keep playing hard. Keep being physical. Keep being aggressive. Finish if you have a chance to make a play on the ball. But when Cleveland throws the ball, if Baker plays okay, it's advantage Cleveland, I think, because they got a good offensive line. J.C. Treader, Joel Bitonio, Cedrick Wilson, their first-round pick is at left tackle. At right tackle, I believe Jack Conklin's back this week. Teller, their right guard, is solid. They've got a good offensive line. They can protect, and their wide receivers and tight ends, I think, are a tough matchup for the Cowboys secondary. So when the Browns throw, it's advantage Browns. When the Browns run, again, good offensive line against the Cowboys defensive line that hadn't shown me a ton this year against the run. Different guys are popping at different times. Dontari Poe's been okay at best. Tristan Hill, for the most part, has been okay at best, but at least he has plays where he's flashing. You can see the hand violence and some of the quickness, and he can penetrate a little bit. Antoine Woods is also. He'll have some plays where you're like, hell yes, look at that. Make a play. So when the Browns run, the line versus line matchup is pretty good for them. But then you add in the runner. And Nick Chubb, there's not a lot of backs in the league that I think are actual difference makers. For the most part, tell me what you blocked for them, and some of them can finish strong. Some of them might make a guy miss somewhere. But Nick Chubb's a difference maker. Every year he leads the league in yards after contact. He leads Pro Football Focus elusive rating. He breaks tackles. It's hard for one dude to bring him down. So when you just look at the game from those perspectives, that would actually make you pick the Browns to win the game. What it makes me say is the Browns can win this game. Don't think that you're just going to run them over. Maybe they will, but that's a reckless prediction. I'm going to pick the Cowboys because the Cowboys quarterback, I believe, is significantly better than the Browns quarterback. But just going player for player and position group by position group with how beat up the Cowboys are, the Browns have the better roster. But I think that the Cowboys quarterback is better than Baker Mayfield by enough that the Cowboys are going to win this game. All right, mailbag from Brown. Hello, Jeff. Love the content. When is there a point in Zeke's contract when we can get out of it without it hurting our cap too much? Sir, you are barking right up my alley. Hold on, I'll tell you. I'm sure it's at least 2 years away. But let me see here. Ezekiel contract. Let's click on his contract here. You could, if you wanted to. I'm not condoning this, by the way. Let's see. It would be after next season is when you could cut him. His cap hit is 16.5. The dead money would be 10.8, and so you would save $5.7 million if you were to cut him after next season. And then obviously the 2 years after that, it gets easier and easier. Real messed up that you want to cut him, though. You know me. I'm a big running back guy. I'm offended by your question. Dan, you talked about how starting field position is key. Why we are 1-2. Chris Jones, once again, bottom 5 in the league with average of 42 yards punting. What point do we look for another punter? I don't know. Cowboys are dumb when it comes to their specialists. They just kind of keep them forever until they prove that they're totally useless, like Maher had to. I don't know, dude. I don't know. John, why can't they roll out with Zeke and Tony in the backfield on first and second down? They can motion Tony in the slot opposite CD, hand off to Pollard with Zeke playing fullback. Seems like this offense could be so much more explosive and creative if they added Pollard to the mix. You could do that. What I would like to see is just more Cedrick Wilson. If you could take Dalton Schultz off the field more often and just use no tight ends. Just use the 4 wide receivers. Cedrick Wilson, when called upon, has shown some good after-catch ability, some good route running ability. He's made you some giant plays. So I would do it that way. I would play more Pollard. I would play more Cedrick Wilson. I would play less Dalton Schultz. That's what they should do. Tyler, Jeff, another great video. You love to see it. Mailbag question for you now that it has been a few games. What is your record prediction now? 21%er all the way. We're at 21.4, trying to push for 22%er. People who have the notifications turned on at youtube.com/Jeff Cavanaugh. I'll say 9-7. Initially, I picked him to go 11-5. I'll say 9-7. And if you take away 9-7 as a guess option, I might go 8-8. I might lean 8-8 before 10-6. They're so injury screwed. I do think they could get rolling. You get all your corners back, and if you could just get them to play okay, and you get Gregory back, and you get some pass rush, and in theory you get Van Der Esch back, and then you should take Jalen off the field. I think they still could be a 10-win team. I think you can win this division with 8 easily. I think there's a decent chance 7 games wins this division, but I'll say at this point 9-7. You guys tell me your pick in the comments. Peanut Butter says, how's Don Terry Poe playing? Meh. James, Jeff, I thought Biotish played pretty well at center. I think he's only going to get better. Do you think the job is his now to lose? Thanks. I do not think it's his to lose because I think it's still Joe Looney's. He only got to play because they wanted to get their right tackle off the field who had food poisoning. I'll grant him that. But I think you needed to get him off the field anyway. So that was just, I think, to get Terrence Steele off the field. Biotish is not the starting center. Joe Looney is. Michael, although maybe he should be soon. If Cowboys remove their heads from their cavities, what's the likelihood they win 6 of their next 8 or maybe all 8? Okay, hold on. Cowboys schedule. 6 of the next 8. What are we doing? Browns, Giants. Okay, I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing here. Browns, I am going to pick them to win. I'll obviously pick them to beat the Giants. Cardinals, I'll call an L just to be conservative here. Let's say you lose to the Cardinals. Beat the Browns, beat the Giants, beat Washington. Philly in Philly. Right now, they're a train wreck. So right now, you would pick the Cowboys to win that game. That's 4 of your next 5. Just to be nice, I'll pick them to lose to the Steelers. That's 4-2. Vikings are terrible right now. In theory, that's 5-2. And then Washington. God. Am I an idiot with a 1-2 football team to say, yeah, they can win 6 of their next 8? But they can. They could easily be set, what would that be, 7-4? Yeah, that's totally possible. Well, that's sorry schedule. You still got another Giant, Eagle, and Bengal game on the way out. Maybe I should pick 10-6. I'm going to take 9-7. We'll see. But yes, that's absolutely possible. Robert, why do you defend Lawrence so much? I get that he's hurt, but if he's out there, I expect him to perform, especially with the salary that he's getting. Again, that's why if I were an NFL player, I wouldn't play hurt because I don't want to hear it. I'd go Yu Darvish. I'll play when I'm 100% because I don't want to hear it. And that's fine. Like, if that's the standard you want to hold him to, I get it. You're on the field, you're playing, but he's playing better than whoever would be on the field instead of him because he's willing to play, and he's willing to play hurt. So, yeah, he needs to be a better pass rusher, but right now he's still playing fairly well, and you don't have better options, so salute to him for going. Tanner, Jeff, is Alden Smith the Cowboys' best pass rusher we have right now, and if so, is that worrisome? Yes, he is, and yeah, probably, but he's also just uber talented. 19.5 sacks in a season was that his second year? Alden's just super talented. It's a little worrisome, but he could be, if he keeps playing like this, he could be quite a few teams' best pass rusher. You just need somebody to help him out. You need Tank to help him out, maybe Tristan Hill, Gregory when he gets back. It'd be great if it was Everson Griffin. Somebody's just got to help him. Dean, hey, Jeff, proud 21%er here. Can't remember the last time the Cowboys converted a two-point conversion. Seems like we love run Zeke or some sort of option run with Dak. What do you think is the best way to attack a two-point conversion? I think that is easy. You run an RPO. Zeke comes this way. You put the ball out. You read this guy over here. You got a guy run a slant. You either hand it to Zeke, or if this guy's coming down too hard, you pull it and run. And if this guy is stepping forward to be the guy to take care of you, throw it behind him. Nice and easy, right? Little RPO action. That's all you got to do. Run pass option. They've had a chance on theirs because I think two of them have been the little rub routes where the outside guy is running an out route, and they've thrown it and they've completed it, and they've been that short. Just get that much more depth on the route, and you're fine. All right, leave in the comments what you want to talk about tomorrow and your stories about the Gators and your records for with the Cowboys. Mash the like button for crying out loud. Make sure you're subscribed. Turn the notifications on. I love you. I'll see you guys on the radio shortly. I love you. Bye.